where are the biggest opportunities or areas where psychophysiologists play in? You talk about peak performance. You talked about or referred to, it doesn't have to be something wrong, but could also be in just an area where you're trying to improve slightly in a particular area, such as maybe anxiety or maybe it's not wrong, but you're trying to reduce that level. So maybe speak a little bit about the places you play in as a psychophysiologist.
Honestly, it ends up being everywhere, which sounds so snake oil because I'd say that's the biggest downfall, right? And so because we're talking about peak performance and we're not talking about diagnoses, a lot of areas can be improved. So say somebody is having a major issue with depression, anxiety, PTSD. And even if we're not targeting those exact things, of which usually we do, but even if we weren't, we usually start with improving a person's sleep. And once a person's sleep starts improving, well, then their brain's going to be able to start to repair itself just naturally and start to improve and to learn better. So that alone is going to make these huge changes for a person. And we haven't even started to address the actual thing that they came in for if it wasn't sleep. So it can kind of be literally almost anything, but we don't make claims for everything. So we really keep it down to what the science shows for efficacy levels. So ADHD has a high level of efficacy. It's one of the things that we commonly work with. ADHD can present 8 different ways in the brain. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people that might all have ADHD and they sit and they talk and they don't all have the same signs and symptoms because they have different ways that it's presenting. On top of that, I believe it's 25% of people with ADHD, if not more, actually have sleep issues as well. So once again, we start with sleep and then we'll target those specific areas that we see of what type of ADHD presentation they were. That can be one. It can be kind of endless on it. Then there's other ones that have smaller case studies that are going to be smaller, that if a client called me up or a potential client and they said, I'm having this issue, does biofeedback work for it? Well, I'm going to be really clear that we don't have enough literature to support that. But if they'd like to come in for other things, anxiety, starting to kind of calm their overall arousal and getting control over their body, and then seeing how it affects them, we can go that route. But always wanting to be clear and not say that it does not treat or cure everything. It just helps everything.